And then we have here the last part, which I think is equally important, is getting that community engagement and outreach. And that's not just looking at the informatics community, but it's the whole wider translational science ecology, really. You're looking at the funding bodies, the translational scientists, the early discovery scientists, the clinicians, as well as the informaticians, and how do we start developing that community and start having a different dialogue around this data. Expected contributions of the applicants. You may see this is quite an extensive section in the document, and that's because we want to be quite clear on what we're expecting. This is about services, and we're looking for organizations to respond who have got experience in delivering services to projects. And so that's why I've highlighted that in red. Realistically, we've got 9.88 million euros as in-kind contribution, so we're looking for something just shy of a 20 million total fund for this project, which is not a lot of money over a 5-year period. So we're not expecting, so we need to think very carefully about what can be done to stand up and provide the services. I think that almost rules out a total bottom-up build as a response to this as a project. But what we're looking for is a group, a consortia, to show that they can deliver this in the first year or two, and then we will look at additional funding streams and about how we can top this up, because if successful, this will grow because of the number of projects that need this kind of support. As I say, focus on the services. And we want organizations which have the credibility to think about how you set up these not-for-profit sustainable public services. And some of the skills in there: service delivery, translational research, knowledge management, collaborative software engineering. How do we share code base and between the US, the EU, different maybe satellite projects that are using this platform. Information management, including security models. I think Sándor has mentioned in a minute, Transmart, as it stands up right now, does have quite a sophisticated authorization and security models around it, enabling private collaborations as well as fully open public collaborations. It's built on a cloud computing background, so experience in that space. Curation is a big element of the service here. We need to make sure that we can support the translational projects that are running in getting their content into the system, making sure it's cleaned up, making sure the quality is correct. We also need to be thinking about regulatory policies and compliance, make sure we're not going to run in any risk of de-identification of content in these systems. And as I mentioned again, community engagement. Expected in-kind contributions from us, technology. I think Sándor can talk a little bit more about really what Transmart is and what J&J are looking to do in the donation of Transmart into this as a project. Definitely around the training and getting the consortia up to speed on this platform. But more widely, the 10 pharmaceutical companies who have signed up to this call, we've all got equivalent type systems running internally. We've got a lot of experience in doing this kind of work, managing these systems, providing these services, running these ETLs, doing this curation, engaging with clinicians and translational scientists. And what we are proposing to do is bring that together into this call, which is, I'll come on to this on the next slide. It's really the first time we've had this conversation as a set of pharma, as far as I know. And so, what's in it for you? I ran out of room on this slide, but really what I want to focus on here is I really do think this is a chance to establish a game-changing service set to transform translational research in the EU. We haven't done this before. This service doesn't exist. What will it catalyze? I don't know. But hopefully it should enable more and more pre-competitive and even competitive translational research partnerships, and hopefully it should drive innovation in this sector. We do believe that this will show a significant impact on the TR community in a very short turnaround if the proposal that comes back actually runs with the solution we're proposing. There should be a quick readout, which of course, if you start getting quick readouts, you're going to start getting better strength to stronger business cases for further investment. The winning consortia will develop deepen awareness and influence of the Transmart, or potentially another solution, architecture and design over the next 5 years. It also has side effects of this. The consortia involved in this will end up having unparalleled access to multiple translational research projects, which this platform will be supporting. That doesn't necessarily access to the data, but it will start providing a very strong network of connections you see in translational research in Europe. There's an opportunity to lead in definition, implementation of standards and the coordination in that area. And I think, which I think is really quite exciting, is the penultimate point on this slide, really the chance to work with pharma knowledge management and informatics professionals. As I say, I don't think we've sat down together and really discussed this sector properly until now, and this is what this call has catalysed. And so we find it exciting, the fact we're starting to talk to each other, and so hopefully the winning consortia should equally find that as an exciting prospect. And as I say, I think this is an opportunity to create a new community of informatics and information professionals, the blend of the medical, the health, and the bio informaticians. So, key deliverables of the project: open hosted translational knowledge management and analysis platform, research and develop in that area, the provision of service to live translational research studies, a stable repository of curated and annotated translational studies, a platform support of this system, training to various calls and projects that are interested in taking advantage of this service. It should evolve and develop standards in this area, which are hopefully, standards as a prerequisite for innovation, and so hopefully should enable not just innovation but interoperability between this kind of content. We are also looking for a deliverable around the governance, and so we've got clear policies about what we can bring into this system, how long we can keep the data for, who can see the data, and the security associated with that. And hopefully, it will, as I say, it will engender an active community of informatics and knowledge management professionals in this area. So, not being the Transmart guru, I'm going to hand over to Sándor.